Welcome to Transformative Homes with Mitchell Thompson Interiors. Join hosts Roy and Diane Mitchell, the creative force behind Mitchell Thompson Interiors, who together bring over 50 years of expertise of residential interior design across the U.S. Are you navigating a major life transition? Upsizing or downsizing your home? Purchasing a vacation home? Or redefining your space? You've found the team to guide you so your home truly reflects your unique dreams. Stay tuned and learn how to schedule a complimentary 30-minute discovery call. Let's delve into today's topic.
Interior design isn't just about picking colors and furniture. It's a carefully structured process that ensures a cohesive and functional final results. Roy and Diane Mitchell walk you through each phase from concept to completion so you know exactly what to expect. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Roy and Diane Mitchell. Roy and Diane, how are you both doing today?
Hello, Sophia.
Hello, Sophia. We're doing awesome.
Amazing, and it's good to see you again, Roy and Diane.
Good to see you.
So tell us, what are the steps in your process?
You know, we have a little different approach, I think, than most people envision this process happening. And it's that we spend a lot of time in the development of what we call the vision. And you'll hear us use that word over and over and over. We listen. It's one of our superpowers. And we enjoy really listening to the client. We've set up on our website, you can go out there and look at the services, and you can actually see a guide that is a step-by-step process as well that we want to walk you through. But the first thing is to answer what we call our design journey prompts. And what that will do is start the client really thinking about more than just what color do I like and what size sofa do I need. They're going to be able to think more deeply about how the home needs to function and what type of mood and aesthetic they're trying to set for the family. The next step then, once those have been submitted on the website, is for us, we go over everything in the background, and then we'll schedule a 30-minute complimentary discovery call. And that's when we can ask follow-up questions based on those prompts. We can get an idea about the time frame that the family is working in. We have a very transparent and honest discussion about the budget, and we separate that into what the family wants to spend for the design time and what the budget is for any potential furnishings that need to be purchased or services. Once all of that is determined, we put that into a scope of work. So we have a good beginning point and an ending point. We have our budget set. And then we fold all that into a design services agreement. So the client will know exactly what is going to be spent to achieve this vision. So the design service agreement moves the client from their dreams and wishes and hopes to an actual budgeted number for what it's going to take to get to the vision of how the room or home will eventually result in. Once we have that together, now we really get into the partnership part. And when we say we partner, it's because we're on this journey with our client. We're locking arms and we're moving through all of the different vendors, the different options for products, the different options for services, until we come to an agreement where the client can understand where the money is being spent. We have developed a balanced, beautiful, well-scaled design that meets the client's not only functional needs, but their dream that they started with. And for that, we ask the client to, push back, ask questions, make sure that they have a very comprehensive understanding of what it is that we're going to be executing.
Basically, what it boils down to is we're trying to make the client's house their house, something that they can see themselves living in rather than going somewhere else on a vacation and all the things they loved about a room or the style of the resort that they stayed in, and it made them feel good. So we're trying to achieve that for our client, to make them feel good in their own home and have a great flow, especially entertaining. That's the most important thing to us, not just designing. It's about making our client feel good in their own home. And when their friends come over and they walk in the room and the big thing they get is, wow, that's what we want to hear.
That's awesome. And what tools do you use to help clients visualize their designs before implementation?
This is something that has really taken off in the last few years. And we say that what we're doing now is blending and balancing the use of technology with the very personal, touchy-feely side of designing for clients. The technology side has made us very efficient in terms of being able to develop a space plan, a 2D rendering, a 3D rendering. We are able to order and ship samples very quickly. That can be fabric, that can be tile, that can be wood grain finishes, lots of different tangible things that clients can see and lay out together on a design board that will show the paint color and the wood finish and the green velvet for the sofa or whatever it is that we're talking about. We also will use previous projects to demonstrate concepts that we want to use in a future client's home. We will use inspiration photos. And a lot of times those are going to be provided by the vendors that we select. So let's say we're looking at a particular chandelier. And so we're going to get from the vendor all of their production quality photography that can show up close what the finish looks like on the chandelier, plus what it looks like in a room with the lights on, with the lights off. All of those things have become available through a lot of our vendors. We feel like when we design, we develop a vision in our minds first, and then we go seek out the appropriate services and products to fulfill that vision. And I think there's a misconception that sometimes it's done the opposite way, that we look at products and services first and then put together how it's going to all work. It's not. We are the visionaries. We create what we want it to look like in our own minds, and then we fill it in. One of our biggest jobs with the client is to be able to visually represent what we've imagined in our minds so that they can begin to imagine it the same way that we're seeing it in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, so matter of fact, we just did a fireplace not too long ago, and the client wanted to see, well, wonder what that picture would look like over my fireplace. They saw it we saw it in a magazine or whatever, and we purchased it. And then there were some sconces, lighting. Then there are a few accessories on the mantle. We pulled all those together and took a picture of the fireplace and set each piece how we would want it designed on the mantle. And the client goes, well, I love it. Let's order it.
All virtually,
all virtually.
Just all pulling what is available with the higher technology. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Final question for you both today. What is your favorite part of the design process and why?
I'm going to say number one for us, as far as the design part of it, is meeting with the client. Number two, finding out what the client's needs are. That is the main thing that I love about designing, is helping our clients and making them feel good. That's what gets my juices, both of our juices, going.
Yeah, and I think the point that you're talking about, when we first meet with them and start to understand what their vision or what direction they're moving in, that's the spark that ignites our imagination. While that can be in the overall process of a project, it's actually, maybe that's only 15 to 20% of the services that we string together, from start to finish. But that is the part that gets our imagination going. And then when the client starts to see what that vision is going to turn out to be, as Roy said, you get to the point where you can see how thrilled they are, and usually beyond their expectations.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Roy and Diane. We look forward to hearing more from you on the next episode. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Well, thank you, Sophia. See ya.
Thanks for tuning in. That's a wrap on this episode of Transformative Homes. Are you ready to begin the journey toward elevating your home and lifestyle? Visit MitchellThompsonInteriors.com and schedule your complimentary 30-minute discovery call. Roy and Diane will explore making your vision your reality. Join us for the next episode as we continue discussing elevated lifestyles through the lens of interior design, one unique and exquisite home at a time.